Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to Weekly Wildlife Wisdom. So far, I've been your host, Zero Yeti, and without further ado, let's get into it. The first animal of the week being the bobcat, scientifically known as Lynx rufus, is also known as the wildcat, baycat, or red lynx. It is one of the four extant species within the medium-sized wildcat genus Lynx. It is endemic to North America, where it ranges from southern Canada throughout most of the contiguous United States to the Oaxaca in Mexico. Like most felines, the bobcat is a largely solitary animal, but ranges overlap, and they do socialize on occasion. It is an adaptable species that tends to prefer temperate forests and woodlands, but may also be found in swamps, grasslands, deserts, mountains, scrublands, and agricultural lands. Bobcats primarily feed upon rabbits, hares, rodents, especially the cotton rat, and birds up to the size of swans. They may also feed upon fishers, foxes, minks, martens, skunks, raccoons, pet cats, small dogs, insects, fish, and young or sick slash infirm ungulates such as deer, elk, goats, sheep, and pigs. Sorry, one second. Had something in my eye. Bobcats are themselves preyed upon by bears, cougars, coyotes, gray wolves, alligators, golden eagles, fishers, and great horned owls. Reaching on average 18.7 to 49.2 inches or 47.5 to 125 centimeters in length, and around 12 to 24 inches or 30 to 60 centimeters tall at the shoulders, with females weighing around 8.8 to 33.7 pounds or 4 to 15.3 kilograms in weight, and males at around 14 to 40 pounds or 6.4 to 18.3 kilograms in weight. The bobcat is the smallest member of the lynx genus, not Jinx Linus. It sports long legs and a short bob tail, hence the common name. Its coat is variable, and though generally tan to grayish brown, with black streaks along the body and dark bars on the forelegs and tail. The ears are black tipped and pointed, with short black tufts. The breeding season lasts from winter into spring, during which time a male and female bobcat will travel together and mate several times. After a 60 to 70 day pregnancy, a mother bobcat will give birth to 1 to 6 kittens, which she raises by herself. Under ideal conditions, a bobcat will reach sexual maturity around 2 years of age and may live upwards of 30. Next up, we have Rutiodon, which is an extinct genus of Mystorosuchine phytosaur from the late Triassic of the eastern United States, some 237 to 208 million years ago. The first known remains of Rutiodon, consisting of 5 serrated teeth, associated vertebrae, ribs, and inner clavicle fragments, were recovered from the Deep River coal field in Cumnock Formation of North Carolina by Ebenezer Emmons. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. In 1856, who named the animal Rutiodon carolinensis, with Rutiodon meaning wrinkled tooth. Later in 1860, Emmons would discover a nearly complete skull of R. carolinensis near Egypt, North Carolina. At the time, the most complete phytosaur skull known from the United States. Over the next century and a half, hundreds of specimens would be assigned to the genus Rutiodon, with Rutiodon becoming somewhat of a wastebasket taxon, conflated with various other phytosaur species, such as Clepiosaurus, Semitodon, Phytosaurus, Paleoornis, and Rhytiodon. However, because the original specimen of R. carolinensis was fairly complete, the validity of the genus is rarely questioned. 2 species, R. carolinensis and R. manhattanensis, are considered valid today. Reaching up to 26 feet or 8 meters in length and 2,200 pounds or 1,000 kilograms in weight, it was amongst the largest carnivorous animals of its environment. Like other phytosaurs, Rutiodon strongly resembled a crocodile, but its nostrils were positioned far back on its head, close to the eyes, instead of at the tip of the snout. It had an elongated body covered in bony armored plates, shortened legs, and a long, broad tail. It sported enlarged front teeth and a relatively narrow jaw, somewhat resembling that of a modern gharial. This suggests this carnivore primarily fed upon fish and other aquatic prey, but it may have also snatched land animals from the waterside. Next up is the Garibaldi, or Hypsiops rubencundus, also known historically as the Catalina goldfish, marine goldfish, or Garibaldi damselfish. It is a species of bright orange fish in the damselfish family. It occurs in the subtropical northeastern part of the Pacific Ocean. Here, adult Garibaldis typically are found in and around rocky reefs and kelp forest, in water up to 100 feet or around 30 meters in depth. Whilst young Garibaldis typically inhabit shallower waters, especially in and around tide pools, unlike other damselfish where males guard nests only during the mating season, both male and female adult Garibaldi tend to defend year-round territories of around 32 to 108 square feet, or 3 to 10 square meters. Garibaldi are omnivorous, feeding upon fleshy red algae, brown algae, polychaete worms, anemones, sponge fragments, encrusting bryozoans, hydroids, branching bryozoans, and smaller mollusks. Garibaldis are themselves preyed upon by kelp bass, groupers, eels, giant octopus, some sharks, seals, sea lions, and bald eagles. Reaching upwards of 14 inches or 35 centimeters in length, with males being typically slightly larger than females, the Garibaldi is the largest species of damselfish. Garibaldi are deep-bodied or laterally compressed fish covered in coarse scales. They have a single dorsal fin with around 12 spines and 16 rays. Adult fish of this species are notable for their uniformly bright orange coloration. The breeding season lasts from March through July, and during this time a male clears a sheltered nesting site within his territory. The female then deposits eggs within the nest. When first deposited, the elliptical eggs are bright yellow and turn gray after approximately 5 days. After fertilizing the eggs, the male guards the nest area until the eggs hatch, some 19 to 21 days later. The fry disperse as planktonic larvae, eventually reaching their first juvenile stage with a striped blue head and iridescent blue markings over an otherwise translucent orange body. They grow older, their orange color deepens, and they gradually lose their blue markings. Garibaldi will typically achieve adult coloration around 5 years and reach sexual maturity around 6 years. Under ideal conditions, a Garibaldi damselfish may live upwards of 50 years. Next up is Procambarus gracilis, better known as the prairie crayfish, prairie crawfish, burrowing mud puppy, grassland crayfish, grassland crawdad, or burrowing crayfish. It is a species of primarily terrestrial crayfish restricted to the moist prairie regions of Wisconsin, Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, Kansas, Texas, Indiana, Nebraska, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. A seldom seen species, the prairie crayfish spends most of its time inside elaborate burrows, which are often a long distance away from any major water source. These often branching tunnels can be 6 feet or more, or 2 meters plus in depth, and may or may not have mud chimneys above the ground. Prairie crayfish only emerge from their burrows during heavy rains or in warm, humid nights. These burrows are frequently utilized by amphibians as a winter retreat, especially by the crayfish frogs, so named for their propensity to crawl into these burrows, to call these burrows home year-round. Prairie crayfish are omnivores which feed upon various plants, fungi, carrion, and small subterranean vertebrates. Reaching around 2 to 3 inches or 5 to 7.6 centimeters in length, the grassland crayfish is bright red with a reddish-brown in coloration, or bright red to reddish-brown in coloration, without conspicuous blotches or spots. The pincers are often short and heavy, and the high dome-shaped carapace is longer. Oh, sorry. My eye went weird. Is longer than the abdomen. The carapace is also notably not separated by its middle by a space like many other crayfish species. Mating season occurs from late spring to early summer. During such time, prairie crayfish couples will link up and share a burrow, with the actual breeding taking place multiple times over several months. Starting in late winter and early spring, females will move to open water, such as streams, wetlands, ponds, and flooded ditches, with their newly hatched young. The young remain in the open water where they mature over the summer, while the females return to their burrows. Under ideal conditions, the prairie crayfish live upwards of 4 years. The blue and yellow macaw, or Ararana, also known as the blue and gold macaw, is a large neotropical parrot species which is endemic to the South American countries of Panama, Trinidad and Tobago, Colombia, Suriname, French Guiana, Venezuela, Guyana, Peru, Brazil, Bolivia, Ecuador, and Paraguay. Additionally, blue and yellow macaws have been introduced to Florida and Puerto Rico. Here they inhabit many forests, open woodlands, swamps, savannas, and agricultural lands, as well as urban environments. They are highly social avians, which typically live in tight-knit flocks and feed upon various fruits, nuts, seeds, barks, leaves, and the occasional insect and snail. These birds are also known to regularly ingest clay, which helps neutralize the toxins from the unripe or mildly poisonous fruits and seeds they eat. The blue and gold macaw are preyed upon by harpy eagles, hawk eagles, boa constrictors, and orange-crested falcons. Reaching some 32 to 36 inches or 81 to 91 centimeters in length, at around 2 to 3 pounds or 1 to 1.5 kilograms in weight, with a 41 to 45 inch or 104 to 114 centimeter wingspan, blue and gold macaws rank amongst the largest macaw species. They are vivid in appearance with a bright aqua blue feathers on top of their body, except for the head, which is lime colored. The bottom is a rich deep yellow or light orange. The face is white and their beak is black, as well as the feathers under their chin. Its feet is of a gray color, save for the black talons. Blue and gold macaws typically mate for life. Breeding typically takes place in the first half of the year, and nests are made high up in tall trees, mainly in cavities already made by other animals. Females lay 2 to 3 eggs and incubate them for around 24-28 days, after which the young hatch blind and featherless. After 10 days, the young begin to develop feathers, and within 3 months, the fledglings become independent. Under ideal conditions, a blue and gold macaw may reach sexual maturity around 3 to 4 years of age and live upwards of 50. Next up, we have Leopelma hamiltoni, better known as Hamilton's frog, is a species of primitive frog endemic to New Zealand. One of only 3 extant species belonging to the family Leopelmatidae. Although once found throughout parts of both the North and South Islands, today Hamilton's frog can only be found in Stephens and Maud Islands, located in the Marlborough Sounds region of New Zealand, as well as a small population in the Zealandia Urban Eco-Sanctuary in Wellington, New Zealand. Inhabiting coastal rainforests and bouldered riverbanks, Hamilton's frog is a nocturnal ground-dwelling species which spends its days hiding in moist crevices before emerging at night to hunt insects, including crickets, flies, moths, springtails, and other small bugs. With males reaching around 1.69 inches or 42 millimeters in length compared to females at around 1.93 inches or 49 millimeters in length, Hamilton's frog is a very small species of frog. They typically are a brown color, which can range from a light brown to almost black. They have also been spotted having a green color on rare occasions. They have black spots covering their bodies, and unlike other frogs, they have little to no webbing on their hind toes, and also do not have external eardrums. They have a roa-like design on their back and sides of their body, which is made up of callus-like glands in their skin. This coloration allows the frogs to blend well into their environment. Mating typically occurs during the month of December, and after mating, females lay their eggs in cool, moist areas on land, typically in depressions under rocks or logs. The eggs tend to stick together in clusters of around 7 to 19. Once the eggs are laid, the male will stay with them, protecting them from any potential predators and often carrying the young on his back. The eggs take between 7 to 9 weeks to fully develop and hatch, and the young do not go through a tadpole stage. Instead, they develop totally within a gelatinous capsule in the egg, hatching out as froglets. After the frogs hatch, it takes them around 3 to 4 years to reach full maturity. And under ideal conditions, the Hamilton's frog may have upwards of 30 years. And our last creature of the week is Embolotherium, an extinct genus of Brontothere that lived throughout what is now Asia during the late Eocene epoch, some 41 to 39 million years ago. The first remains known of Embolotherium were found during they consisted of several partial skulls, were recovered from the Elan Gochu Formation of Inner Mongolia during an expedition. And they were described and named by Henry Fairfield Osborne in 1929, with the name Embolotherium coming from the Greek emboli, meaning wedge, and therion, meaning beast, translating fully to either wedge beast or battering ram beast. Since then, several additional skulls, jaws, and a variety of other skeletal elements have been recovered from both the Ulan Gochu Formation as well as the Urgilian Dozo Formation of Outer Mongolia, with there being 2 species recognized today, Embolotherium andrewsi and Embolotherium granger. Additionally, another genus of Brontothere, Titanodectes, which was named for several lower jaws found in the same sedimentary deposits as Embolotherium, probably represents the same animal as Embolotherium. Though a complete skeleton of Embolotherium is yet to be recovered, it is estimated that this beast would have reached around 8.2 feet or 2.5 meters tall at the shoulder, and around 15.2 feet or 4.6 meters in length, and around 7,200 to 8,400 pounds, or 3,265 to 3,810 kilograms in weight. Like many other late Eocene Brontotheres, there is no evidence of Embolotherium was sexually dimorphic, so it's unlike other Brontotheres. And all known specimens have large rams. Therefore, coupled with the fact the rams were hollow and fragile compared to the solid, sturdy horns of the North America Brontotheres, such as Megacerops, it does not seem likely that the ram served as a weapon for contests between males. Rather, it might have had a non-sexual function, such as signaling to each other. The ram may have also served as a specialized resonator for sound projection. This hypothesis is suggested by the fact that the bony nasal cavity extends into the peak of the ram, thus implying that the nasal chamber was greatly elevated, possibly creating a more resonating chamber, somewhat reminiscent of many of the resonating chambers found in hadrosaurs. As always, take care of my guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Have a wonderful day.